Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, July 28th, and this is another one of our daily video devotions, or maybe I should start calling these video reflections. So it was interesting to me. I had a thought, I think I know what I want to talk about today, but then I thought, no, I want to look at the lectionary and kind of make sure that what I was feeling called to talk about might, I wanted to see if the lectionary had something to say to me today. And interestingly enough, I would say in many ways the lectionary kind of inspired me to think the same things that I was thinking of talking about already. So let me read to you some beautiful words of poetry from Psalm 65, verses 8 through 13, and then I'm going to share a few thoughts. The psalmist is speaking to God. Those who live at earth's farthest bounds are awed by your signs. You make the gateway of the morning and the evening shout for joy. You visit the earth and water it. You greatly enrich it. The river of God is full of water, and you provide the people with grain, for you have prepared it. You water its furrows abundantly, settling its ridges, softening it with showers and blessing its growth. You crown the year with your bounty. Your wagon tracks overflow with richness. The pastures of the wilderness overflow. The hills gird themselves with joy. The meadows clothe themselves with flocks. The valleys deck themselves with grain. They shout and sing together for joy. So this morning I was out in our garden. Now, I'm not a very good gardener, but I've spent more time doing it this year for a lot of reasons, and I'm finding it especially rewarding this year. And I should also say, I'm learning some things. There's some mistakes I made this year that are probably going to limit some of the yield of the vegetables that I planted, but I can make sure that I don't make the same mistakes again. But it's just joyful to see the cucumbers on the vines. It's joyful to see the tomatoes growing. It's joyful to see the turnips and the carrots continuing to grow. And I take great joy and great hope in that daily reminder as I go out to the garden that the earth produces good things, that the earth produces food, and that the earth produces beauty, because, there's also the flowers there, and the grass, and the trees, and the birds that eat the bugs that live off of all of these things. And, even here, living in the village of Malta, hardly any kind of a wilderness, still, you see a little bit of the natural cycle of the earth. And of course, I live in a town that's surrounded by agriculture. There are animals being raised to eat. There is grain growing all over the place. There's an apple orchard not far away. There's fields of pumpkins and sunflowers that I've seen. So where am I going with all this? Well, first off, to see these beautiful sights and to also have the comfort of knowing that food is being grown that will provide for people, these are a comfort and an inspiration and a beauty. But I think they are also symbolic. They are symbolic of how God intends all of us to grow as individuals, but also as a broader society. I say it often, humans are a social species. We are connected to each other. No person is an island. And it is in the connections that we have with each other. There are some people that grow food that provide for so many, and there are some people that make the equipment that they need to grow the food so that they can grow enough food to provide for so many. And there's so many other things growing around us. So my point is, God asks each of us to grow. Each of us to grow. And we don't all have to grow into the same things. My garden, such as it is, has tomatoes and cucumbers, carrots and turnips and beets. All of those are delicious. All of them have different vitamins and nutrients. God intends each of these plants to be what they will be, and in their blessing, in their diversity, each of them offers nutrients and blessing to we humans who consume them. Likewise, God intends each of us to grow into who we should be. Not all exactly the same, because a balanced diet doesn't consist of eating only one kind of food all the time. Likewise, a balanced society doesn't consist of people being all the same, but nurturing different gifts and different ways that they can help. And then I think on the broader level, may be similar to when you see a huge field of many, many plants that are growing and providing food, a cornfield, a soybean field, the oats that were just harvested in and around Malta here recently. God asks us as a society, as a group, to also produce wonderful things, for our society to grow and to be a blessing and to nurture, and for our society to make sure that there is enough for everyone and that everyone is honored, that everyone is treated with justice and love. In the end, it comes down to love God with everything you are and love your neighbor as you love yourself. And I hope each of us can grow in love today. And I hope as a society, we can all work to help each other love God and love each other more. So I hope that speaks to your heart today. May you find blessings today. May you be inspired today. And I'll talk to you again soon. God bless. Goodbye for now.